So this is a PSA for other people born with a penis, but also a trigger warning for SA. It's an explanation on why I don't use the word RAPE in my everyday life anymore. I want you to imagine, this is for the men. There's a lot of people, a lot of women who have already been through this, so you already know, but this is for the men who just don't think, who don't know. Imagine you're walking home, someone pulls up in a van, shoots you with a tranquilizer, but it doesn't knock you out. It just stops your body from moving, and you're still conscious, you're still awake, you can still see everything, you can still feel everything, but you cannot move and you cannot scream. And then this person has just shot you with this tranquilizer, they take you into their car, they take you home, and they just do everything that they want with you, and you cannot scream and you cannot move. And it's the worst experience of your life. You feel like an object. You feel objectified. You feel like you've just been turned into a doll, a chair, a fuck toy. You cannot do anything but experience it and be there of this person doing that to you. And then just imagine that this entire time they're just, saying the word sausage, play with my sausage, taste my sausage, feel my sausage, right? So the word sticks with you of sausage, and every single time you hear that, years later, the word sausage, it just takes you back there. You're there in that room. You're there, you can't move. You're there, you can't scream. You're there with that person there. You're there with that word sausage, and it's just there. Your brain is there, your memory is there, everything is there. You cannot leave it, you cannot, it's just a flashback, it's done, PTSD, you're in that moment again, simply because you've heard the word sausage, and they said sausage, and you remember them saying that, right? So, you go to therapy, you avoid going to the shops because there's sausages there, you avoid going to barbecues because there's sausages there, you cannot hear the word because it just brings you back there. Right? And, years later, you're walking down the street, you think you're all good, you take your headphones off for a second, and then someone says it. Someone says the word sausage. Just out of the blue. And you're just there again, in that room. You can't move, you can't scream. And this person doing everything that they want to you, and you can't do anything about it, and that's your memory, that's where you are, because someone said the word sausage. Just randomly out on the street. Right? Can you imagine choosing to do that to someone? Choosing to force them to be in that moment again and to remember everything just by saying a word. Why would I want a word to trigger someone and put them back there? That's horrible and disgusting. Right? So I have removed that word, that RAPE word, from my vocabulary. I just don't say it because I don't know who in my life has gone through that shit, right? And I don't want for them to have to remember that and be back there and to suffer that again because I've said a word and it triggers them, it brings them back there, right? Stop using the word. Stop flippantly discussing it like it's nothing, right? We're here to protect people. We're here to protect our loved ones, our friends, our family. That's why we're put on this earth. And if I can just do that a little bit by just removing a word so that survivors of that horrible assault can just not be triggered and put back there, then that's what I'm going to fucking do. And I really think that you need to do that as well. Yeah? Just stop using that word.